This is kind of just overview of everything we've talked about so far with photosynthesis and respiration. All right, so let's go over this and sort of test yourself a little bit. So let's start with photosynthesis. There are 3 reactants in photosynthesis. Don't look back in your notes right now. Which one of them, David? Light, H2O, and a gas.
Oxygen. Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Light, carbon dioxide, and water are the reactants of photosynthesis. They're the things that are needed, the things that get broken down and recombined in this process. Photosynthesis has 2 products, 2 things that it makes. Brianna, what's one? Glucose, and the other?
Oxygen.
Good. Glucose and oxygen are the products. It doesn't matter. You can write the oxygen first and then the glucose. That's okay. So, we summarize, in photosynthesis, energy from light, from sunlight, is changed into chemical bond energy, okay, in the glucose. And where does that happen? In what organelle of the plant? Kristen?
Chloroplast.
In the chloroplast, correct. Okay. How about then respiration? So now we think about respiration. Respiration has 2 reactants. 2 things that it uses, 2 things that it needs in order to happen. What's one, Tanya? Sorry? Glucose. And?
Oxygen.
Good, oxygen. Those are the reactants in respiration, glucose and oxygen. Okay, it has 3 products. Alex, what's one?
H2O.
Water,
ATP.
ATP, and a gas, Holly?
Carbon dioxide.
Good. ATP, which is energy, carbon dioxide, and water.
Isn't there like what order you think?
No, the order's not important. And that's the formula, that's the equation of respiration. It happens in every cell, basically every living thing. What organelle does it take place in? Anna?
Mitochondria.
Yes, in the mitochondria of every cell. And it is the main source of energy for all living things. Plants, animals, protists, mushroom, all living things go through this process of respiration to make ATP. Okay, so if we compare photosynthesis and respiration and what they require, what does photosynthesis require? What does it need? What does it use? David? Light, carbon dioxide, and water. Those are all things that it needs, the things it requires, the things that it uses. What about respiration? What does respiration require, Israel? Not ATP, sorry. It requires the things it needs in order to happen. Tommy?
ATP.
No? What does it need? Glucose in Israel? Oxygen. Glucose and oxygen. Okay, that's what it needs. Look up here. All right. What are the end products in photosynthesis? What does it make? Dano?
Oxygen.
And
Oh, glucose.
yeah, oxygen and glucose. Nate, what about respiration? What are the end products?
ATP, carbon dioxide,
ATP, carbon dioxide and water, yes. If you had to summarize the overall purpose of photosynthesis, what would you say? What's the purpose of photosynthesis? Hannah?
To let plants grow and develop.
Okay, it does do that eventually, but sort of more directly.
And it's absorbing sunlight to make glucose.
Yeah, to make glucose. Purpose of photosynthesis is to make glucose.
Why are the letters CO2 and not O2C? Is it,
Oh, it's just because of the,
is it
in chemistry, what's that?
Is it alphabetized?
No, it's not alphabetized, it's about metals versus non-metals. We'll learn about it probably next year. What would you say, what's the overall purpose of respiration? Yeah? Well, really the purpose is to make energy. The carbon dioxide and the water are just kind of waste products that go along with it, yes. Organelles. Which organelle does photosynthesis happen in? Holly?
Chloroplast?
Yes, chloroplast. Which organelle does respiration happen in? Tanya? Yes, I almost gave it away. Mitochondria. Which types of living organisms does photosynthesis happen in? Chloe? Happens in plants. A couple other things as well, but we're going to say plants. Now here's where you got to be careful. How about respiration, David?
All living things.
Good. What was I worried somebody might say? Or
Animals.
animals. But respiration happens in more than just animals. Happens in all living things. People sometimes get trapped. They say, well, photosynthesis happens in plants, and then they make a mistake. But respiration happens in all living things, including plants. Okay. I think you guys got this pretty well. Any questions? All right, close up that binder, please.